tree sap, crosswalk, emergency, pee bottle.
I'm blue, I believe I will die, I believe I will die.
There's so many songs that have come out now that use old beats. Have you noticed that?
Oh, yeah.
And then
That's always happening.
I know, but like now I guess maybe I'm getting older, so it's my songs they're reusing.
Yeah, that's the problem. Goddamn kids.
And kids like, I love this song. I'm like, would you probably love the original too? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, but then
Check
the one
this
that
out.
you loved was a ripoff from one that our parents listened to.
Okay, fine. It was Blue Baba Dee Baba Doo.
No, you're just wearing a lot of blue.
Oh, yeah.
So just why that was in my head.
And I'm wearing my blue eyes today.
Here you are.
Yeah.
You put your blue eyes in.
I sure did. Episode 20.
You're my blue-eyed co-host.
Hey, wink. In this song.
Van Morrison?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Is that Jim Morrison's brother? Ooh,
This song's
I like
good.
that. Yeah.
Blue eye kind of jam.
That's like a Snoop D-O double G.
Oh, biatch.
What?
What?
That's what that song in the original Chronic. He goes, biatch.
Biatch.
And then it goes, what? I don't know what they say after that. My friend had that CD.
I know. I had it on cassette. I think my brother had it on cassette. Then he also had Ice-T Home Invasion. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
And the cover art was very not appropriate.
I couldn't have those things, so I remember I would go down to my friend Casey's house, and he had it.
Right.
And it had the weed leaf on it and everything.
Yeah, I went down to my friend's Casey's house, and he had terrible parents.
Yeah, they didn't give a shit.
Thanks to everybody again.
Oh,
go ahead.
I just had a thought. When everyone's like, I was like, the Chronic, and they're like, oh yeah, I love that album, and they're talking about the Chronic 2001. When I'm talking about the original Chronic,
it's a mistake for the ages. That just shows how old you're getting.
yeah, that's
sad.
30 some years old, that CD.
It's unbelievable. Thanks again to everyone who signs up, being a part of the gaggle. Head over to Patreon.
Lately.
I know.
I berated Brent into to joining, and he joined.
Yeah,
thanks, Brent.
That was the end of last week's episode where just a little tiff between you two.
Yeah.
And he ended up signing up. So
a tiff, like it was a two-way street.
Right. He was talking shit, though. He came in hot. But if you can be a part of the gaggle, that would help us. Head over to patreon.com/canyoudon'tpodcast.
We're almost to 200. Let's get there.
I know. Find a link in the episode description, because at 2,000, you're immortal. I remember that being one of our goals.
Yeah, that's
huge.
still a ways away, though.
Which is on par with us talking about how old you are with your Snoop Dogg references.
Yeah.
You can live forever. We were hanging out. I didn't realize how long it's been since I've done this. We were hanging out this past week writing some scripts.
Yeah.
And we were sitting at a pizza joint over in Spokane, Washington.
Spokane.
Ooh, that's the best.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if people know. If you live in a city, and I happen to be in the area of two that are mispronounced all the time. You have Moscow, Russia, but in Idaho you have Moscow. It's not Moscow. It's just Moscow because, America. And then Spokane is spelled like Spokane. And it's been a joy of my life of watching
go
bands.
Snort some cocaine.
Some cocaine. Of bands that come to town and then just fuck it up.
Thank you, Spokane!
And you're like, all right.
And they're all boo!
Right.
Who cares?
How could they know?
You just happen to live here. Why are you so upset about it?
You should be happy they even came here. That's what you should, because they could have gone to Seattle, which is a lot easier to spell.
Well, every time they go to the Gorge, which is it's not even in Quincy, but it's like 10 miles from Quincy, and it says Quincy on the like a tour, but then they're always like, all right, Seattle, which is 2.5 hours away.
Not even close. Yeah, we used to have, it doesn't matter, but we'd have a big rock festival just outside of town, and it was in Idaho, and they'd always come, and they're playing an outdoor festival, and they'd say, thank you, Spokane. And everyone's like, oh.
Yeah, all the North Idahos hate that because it's Washington.
Just missed it.
Idaho people do not like Washingtonians.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like Idahoians either. We're just a couple hated states. Look at us go.
It's because you hate everybody.
But we were having a writing session, and we ended up sitting there, and I didn't realize how long it was. It was like 5 hours.
Yeah.
And we were laughing. We were writing some good content. And then the waitress, who was nice the whole time, walked up and said, hey, you guys are lucky not charging you a camping fee. And we're like, ooh, buzzkill.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Well, she was even nice when she said it. She's like, at least I didn't charge you for the camping fee.
We're like, oh, shit. Do you want us to? She goes, no, I was just kidding. Just kidding.
It's
It's
like,
like,
no,
too
you
late.
weren't.
You already opened the...
You can't say that.
You ripped the top off that jar, and now we're packing up our shit and fuck this place.
Yeah, it was like, how do you come back from that? Oh, I was just kidding. Well, no, you're not. If you thought of that, you're not kidding.
And
you were trying to be nice about it.
We even made sure after that was said, we're like, oh shit, is it packed in here? Because we were kind of...
There was nobody in there when we got there,
yeah.
and then when we left, it was packed, and I hadn't looked up from the table to notice there was nobody in there.
And there was open tables, but this, we left there and we had to go get you whatever fruity drink you needed at Starbucks. I don't remember what you ordered, but
that was a trip, a caramel macchiato.
Oh yeah. And I was thinking about this when I was driving home, was how insanely sensitive that microphone was. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Dude, the window is almost all the way up in the car. And you're sitting next to me. We're not even talking to the person. I'm not even right next to the speaker at this point. And you just in a voice loud enough for one person next to you to hear. You're like, yeah, I'm just going to get blah, 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 blah. I was like, you tell her. And then over the speaker, she goes, so you're going to get a caramel macchiato? You want that hotter? We're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, it was scary how sensitive it was.
Well, she said, I didn't hear her say this. She said, give me a minute or whatever. So then I was going to order something. You're like, hey, hang. She said, just a minute. I was like, okay, I'm going to get like a caramel macchiato, like telling you. And then she's like, oh yeah, you get. No, like, oh, so you don't need a minute.
Hotter iced? Yeah. But I guess it was like she bugged our car. It tripped me out a little bit.
It was a little creepy.
I have no idea those microphones were that sensitive. I'm going to rethink everything I say when I go through a drive-through from this point forward. I'll tell you
Just
that.
don't say anything inappropriate.
Oh, well, it's me, so that's not possible.
You're so mature.
I know. All right, you ready to get into the show?
I guess.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, shut up. Start the show already.
Real quick before we get into this thing, I just had another one of those English things that I thought of this morning when somebody said give, and I was like give, and then I thought of dive because my son's learning how to read, and they say the bossy E is what they call it when there's bossy E, then it makes the I a
sassy little E.
It makes it an I sound, so that makes sense, right? Especially when you say give and you spell give when there's an E in there, but you don't say give.
You don't say give. Absolutely don't. So,
and thanks to all the people that are sending in stuff, examples.
Tons of examples.
It's just validating.
It really is.
Anyway.
So our question for today is coming in. It's a combo between our mentally disturbed children, Samantha and Steve. And it says, would you rather slap a baby in the face once a year or push over an elderly person once a month?
These are a couple psychopaths.
I know. Well, to be fair, they're each a little crazy. I think Sam came in with the slap a baby in the face, and then I replaced the back end of the one she sent in with Steve's, which was push over an old person once a month.
Okay.
So they're both disturbed in their own way.
I just had a weird thought right now, just based on her name is Samantha. She could go by Sam. And then Samuel is a name for a boy, and they go by Sam. Isn't that kind of weird? Like they have the same nickname?
Yeah, I suppose so.
But they're different names?
I guess a majority would be like a Sammy, wouldn't it? For a girl? Like a, no?
No.
You know any Sammys?
I worked with a Sam. She was a girl.
Yeah, I've worked with a couple Sams that are girls as well.
Anyway, that's just weird.
How hard is the slap? I want to figure that out. We have to determine that is a big factor in which direction of abuse I'm going.
It's like one of those contests where the slapping contest.
That changes everything. It's you are slapping the baby. You're not slapping the baby. You're fucking like
whacking
the baby. You're hurting the child. So, okay, let's go in between that. Let's just go with a nice, you're looking to cause some pain, but you're not looking to kill the baby. Like it's going to be a nice, hefty face slap.
You want it to cry.
You want it to cry. Yes, you do. It's the only way you're completing this mission.
Yeah, if it's not crying, you got to hit it again.
And it's, for whatever reason, when it brings up once a year, I always want to put it into some weird...
On its birthday?
Yeah, like some weird event. It's like
happy birthday to you.
Like, it's a like a small talk kind of thing around town. Like, oh yeah, the weather's been great. Are you going to slapping of the baby?
The slapping, yeah.
Are you going to slapping of the baby? The slapping, yeah, slapping 2023. Yeah, I missed last year. I heard it was a great one. Oh yeah. He fucking rocked it.
Everyone brings their babies to you.
Holding
and you
it up?
Yeah, it's like a politician when you kiss it, you just slap the shit out of it.
That'd be the best.
There's a booth. It's a booth. You're standing in the booth.
I love your work. Oh, thank you. And then you just hold their baby up and just slap it and move on.
Instead of like kissing your baby or signing an autograph, you just slap the shit out of their baby.
Walking down like a politician. You shake hands, shake hands, slap a baby, then shake their hand.
The handprint is what you need to see.
Would you rather try to turn it into a whole event, which is going to get you some hate, or would you try to sneak in your slap? Like when the parents aren't looking, like they're at dinner, and you're like, fuck, I got to get the slap in. And you're like, okay, I'm going to the bathroom. You're walking by and you do a drive-by slap. He's like, whack, and then run out of there.
I think if you put on some sort of a cloth and make it a ceremony, then it's like a religious ceremony because they basically half drown their babies.
Yeah.
And then pull them out, and then everyone's cheering and clapping. You just dunked that kid's head underwater.
And if you look at history overall, slapping a baby, that's low.
Yeah,
on the shit they used to do to people,
exactly.
And babies.
So I think if you make it a ceremony and say this is a part of the growing up thing, then it's fine.
That's your sales pitch. It's like, come on,
we got robes.
we got robes, and at least we're not killing them.
Yeah, there's a booth,
and then pushing over an old person once a month. That's mean. And
once a month is very frequent.
That's a lot.
You're going to do more damage to the old person once a month than you will slapping a baby once a year.
Let's say you're into it. You really like pushing over
old people.
Where's your ideal place to push one?
Down the stairs. I mean, if you want to do some damage,
mine. I was going more of the comedy. I think across.
Oh, that's not funny.
It can be. Depends on what they say.
Slowly falling down the stairs. Oh! Just takes forever.
And you're like, crosswalk.
Yeah, that's the second place that I was thinking.
Like right in front of other cars.
Because they have their walker, and you just. What if you do it with your car? You just shove them over with your bumper.
Could
you do that?
I never thought of that. Push them over. You have a whole device that when anybody goes, it's like an Acme in a Roadrunner cartoon. You just wait for the right time once a month to push over an old person. You know that big hand they had in Jackass?
Yep, and it swings and knocks them over. Yep.
Those are that's one of the funniest.
An old person in a crosswalk?
Oh, with one of those giant hands that they had in Jackass. If you don't know what we're talking about, just look up giant hand slap Jackass.
Yeah.
And what they did was they mounted this giant spring-loaded hand on the back end of a doorway. And then they called people to come through the doorway and then let it go, and they're carrying food.
It was in the morning, so they're showing up to work,
hey, Bam,
carrying stuff.
And they're just trotting in.
Yeah.
And they get
Pam
fucking blasted.
Bam gets laid the fuck out.
Yeah, he just goes
straight back.
And they put powder on it, so it has an extra explosion.
Right.
And some other guy got hit really hard, but Bam's is the funniest. It's mid-step, and he
because he goes straight back on his back.
Oh, so that would be fun to hide one of those in a nursing home.
They're getting up. Yeah, I mean, they're all sitting around bingo.
Come over here to collect your prize.
Mm-hmm, and you just push them. Or even if you didn't do the hand, they get up. I can't imagine they get up to collect their prize. They probably bring it over to him, give him $1, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And then you just push them out of their chair, maybe?
Yeah, push them on over. Yeah, get them on the ground. Maybe they're already down there if you want to be nice. They're doing old people yoga or something. You walk in, you're like, boop. And just push them over.
They're getting up because they already fell. And you just push them over again.
Oh, quit pushing yourself. Quit pushing yourself. This is the way you're falling down there.
Why are you hitting yourself?
I mean, babies can take a lot more.
They're resilient.
They're going to be okay. It's going to suck to slap a baby. I think it's going to be a hit and run.
You just got to do it in the jaw. You can't do it in the head because it's still, the skull is still forming.
Yeah, the soft spot.
Yeah, you just avoid the soft spot and go for the jaw.
Which it is hard not to push that thing in, isn't it? Play with that soft spot on the baby. No? You know what? You're like, God damn. It's made for pushing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a little indentation. You kind of just want to see how far it'll go.
It's a little test.
The eyes start twitching when you push on it.
That was it.
That was it. Found
2 inches. 2 inches in. Bad.
How many presses does it take to get the center of a baby's brain?
Baby's brain. One,
2, 3. 3. Your finger goes through the skin.
3. Where are you going to go on this one? Where are you leaning it? I feel like we're both going towards baby.
I'm going to go for the baby just because once a month is a lot to shove an old person.
There's some old people that deserve it. There's not usually a baby that deserves it. That's something to consider too.
I remember when I was little and I heard a baby crying, it used to infuriate me. Like I wanted to hurt the baby.
I think that's the point. It's like genetically the worst sound you will ever want to hear, so it gets your attention.
Yeah. I never hurt babies as a kid. I just wanted to.
I just waited till I was a grown up.
Even back then I knew that I shouldn't
hit the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that say about me? Mm-hmm. Level-headed.
This is something that's kind of a fucked up thought. And again, I never have done it, but until you're a parent and you have a little baby and you're on your 7th day of no fucking sleep. Mm-hmm. And that is when it kind of hits you and you go, oh, I see
get
why
it.
people shake babies.
Yeah.
Like right there, and you're like, you're not going to do it, but you can't even comprehend how someone could ever do that. And then you have one, and you have 2 hours of sleep in a week, and you're like, oh, that's how people shake a baby. I get it.
Yeah, I think we talked about this before, but that whole thing, I used to explain to people, like, there's got to be something in your brain that says, don't shake the baby. And if that thing doesn't exist, you're going to shake the baby. Right. So I get why people want to do it. They just lack that thing that says, don't shake the baby. The voice.
Little checkpoint. It's like, don't do it. If that checkpoint's taking the day off, that baby's going to get shaken.
If it steps out for a cup of coffee, right, you're shaking the baby.
Oh, man, coast is clear. I'm gonna get a little nap in.
Yep.
Yeah. How old is the old person? I guess it doesn't matter. I go 80 plus, pushing over. You try to find a nice, healthy one, so you're not going to hurt it.
Yeah, I mean, when I think of elderly person, I think of like someone who's kind of struggling to get around. So they'd be really easy to push over.
Okay, easy target.
They'd be a pushover.
They literally. I'm gonna slap a baby, and. I don't know. That felt like the right sound.
I think we'll both slap a baby. You take one side, I'll take the other side.
Same time. We
smash their face together.
It's kind of cute. They can take a picture.
Shoot it in slow motion.
Oh,
their cheeks are like.
There's no reason you can't make money off of this. Slow-mo baby slapping.
And then we sell the picture.
Then
they put it up in their wall. See, that's the thing. Man. If we get robes, the robes and we have a camera, now it's an event. It's not weird. If we're just going around slapping babies, that's weird. But if it's a thing, then it's like this is an event, and
it's raising money for like an anti-baby slapping.
Yeah, and we've got
charity.
a banner. As long as you have a banner,
it says "slap a baby." You could charge
slapathon.
The Can You Don't annual baby slapathon.
2023 slapathon. It will be win.
Oh man, I think about our 1 year celebration next summer,
next June.
Yeah, or ish. I think it'll be June-ish, considering we took those 4 weeks off or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Okay, let's slap a baby. Can't wait. All right, let's move on and get into what are you thinking about? And I'm going to do a thinking
about how I want to slap a baby now.
I know. Now, how does it feel?
Now I want to know.
A little bouncy. It's worth a shit for science.
Let's start with pushing an old person down
and see how that feels first.
Yeah. Okay. Just try it out, feel it out,
and slap a baby.
Yep.
And then compare the two. Okay.
Hey,
what's up, babe?
What are you thinking about?
Nothing. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking about a lot of shit.
What are you thinking about?
This one is pretty embarrassing. I mean, I knew better, and I don't really have a reason why I did this. Don't worry. I've done worse, but this...
I feel like this is building up into something.
It's not as bad as I made it sound. But for me, it was really, really stupid. So... at my apartment complex, I'm talking about cars again and where you park.
This is recent?
Ish.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you park in front, you're parking under a bunch of trees. If you park in the back, in the parking structure where Fuckface was, that I talked about on the show a couple weeks ago, maybe last week, I don't remember, where I left the note on his car. You can park in two different spots. That one is the protected one. It's got shelter. That's where you're supposed to park. However, you can get into my apartment with street access. So the quickest and easiest one, I'm not telling you, you park right in front. But when you park in front, you're underneath some trees. So over the course of the summer, I got some like sap drippings on my hood. And they suck. Saplings. And they suck to get off your car. On the window, I put it off for a bit. It was on the windshield. And I thought it was a chip at first. It was just relentlessly... It would never come off. I tried a bunch of different stuff to get it off, and it would not come off.
It's weird. I have no problem getting saplings off.
I know. I just got to wait. Got to wait longer, I guess. So what I did is it was an early morning thing, and we went and I dropped Pepper off at school, and then I went back home and I parked, and I had like an hour or so between that and having to go get Ezra dropped off at his school because they are 3 blocks away from each other, but they have hour different start times. So that's convenient for parents if you have kids in different schools. And so I drop Pepper off, go back home, and I'm like, okay, I got some time. I'm sick of looking at the fucking sap on my hood. So I go out there, and I'm working on the window one first, and I'm just using like my credit card and some water to like kind of try to get it off. And I did get it off with some time. I know. It gets worse.
They should sell a credit card that's like meant for scraping. So it's
stuff?
You're not using one.
I think they make one.
Really? Because you can put it in your wallet?
Mm-hmm. Like a window scraper.
Please tell me I just invented that.
I don't think so. I think I've seen it.
It's got like a sharp edge that you could put in your wallet.
I think so.
Oh, fuck.
I think so. Probably saw it in Sky Mall or something. It sounds like a Sky Mall gift.
No, I just thought of it.
All right. I mean, Maybe we both just thought of it, and I think it's available.
Let's do it. I'm going to step out and do some research.
Start some research. So here's where things went wrong. I decided for the ones on my hood, and I don't know why I did this. I was like, oh, I'll just get a sponge to get the sap off my hood of my black car. So I go in.
Hood. Okay.
Go in, get a sponge, come out. Don't worry, it wasn't the rough side of the sponge. It was like the other side of the sponge. Now, what I wasn't thinking about was the fact that as you continue to get the sap off of the sap blob, those little pieces, like it's not like sap is pure and has no anything in it. So I'm scrubbing it, and it was too late because I did like 3 of them. And then once it dried, I realized I could scratch the shit out of like 5 different spots on my hood.
Black too, so it's just shining through.
Just shining. I'm like, I was like, you fucking idiot. So I look it up. I'm like, oh no. Did I just pull a huge dummy? And I looked at use sponge, and it's like, don't ever use sponge to get
Top
sap.
10 reasons not to use the sponge.
It was like, hey, I guess use the sponge. And everyone's like, you fucking idiot. Like on whatever Coeur or Quaro, whatever that one page is, Reddit. They're like, no, never use a sponge, you stupid bitch. You big dumb bitch.
Dumb bitch.
And I'm like, oh no, I just fell into this trap. And I'm looking at it, and I'm trying to wash it off. And I'm fuck. So
you're trying to wash off the
scratches.
The scratches that you
just made. I didn't know how deep they were. I was hoping I could it was like maybe little traces of sap. You know, I'm hoping for the best.
That logic does not add up.
Yeah. So here's where that was dumb.
Wait, it gets worse?
Yeah, a little bit. So I was so embarrassed. I called the auto body shop, and in talking about what happened, I just blamed it on Ezra.
Yep. Yep.
I was like, oh no, my son was trying to help me and didn't tell me, and he used a sponge.
like a moron.
And they're like, oh no, like you would never use a sponge.
That's what I said.
They're like, oh man, you'd be surprised how many calls we get. It's usually kids or old people. And I'm like, yeah, fuck those people.
Neither one of those things.
Wow, this is so dumb. Both those things, kids and old people.
Let's go push them down.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, well, you bring it in, we'll take a look. Not sure what we're going to, depends on how deep the scratches are if we're going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, I tried to wash it off, but the scratches didn't come out.
Yeah. Of course it didn't. Please bring your car in here. And I called like 3 different places to get quotes. And every single one was like, sponge? Oh, never use a sponge. I'm like, I know, man. I wish I would have told my son that. He was just trying to help out.
He was trying to be helpful.
He was trying to be helpful, and he ruined my car. And I had to play that story all the way through, even in person. He goes, yeah, no, we see it all the time. But another guy's like, that usually old people, though. I'm like, yeah, you're telling me I'm never, no, that's stupid. So that reminded me of one of my favorite things I've read online that I had to go back and look up. I'm not bringing it into I'm going to tell you what it is because I remember it, but there was a story that got turned into like a meme of sorts where this guy who was like our age, playing online Madden against like a mid-20s guy, right? And he was playing so bad, he was just getting rocked. He's getting his shit kicked. And the guy was just talking shit endlessly, like typing him messages, like, you're fucking terrible. So he just pretended to be an 11-year-old kid. And he was like 37.
To make the guy feel bad?
Yeah. So he would stop talking shit. He just pretended to be a little kid. And the guy's like, oh no, I'm so sorry. Like,
This is my first time playing.
yeah. He's like, oh no, my mom let me play. And so he just pretended to be a kid to get the guy to shut the fuck up.
So funny.
Oh, and I could totally see myself doing that. It's like, oh, you're so just embarrassed by your performance. You pretend to be a child.
What was the what was the story about the guy that didn't something with his car? Like he was pretending like,
oh, that was an old Isby Dumb story.
Yeah, what was that?
Oh, it's one of my favorite of all time, which I'm revisit it right now. This guy who didn't know how to change his windshield wipers,
right?
And it was pouring rain out, so he didn't know what to do. So he went into AutoZone or whatever, and to make things just a little more embarrassing, it was a woman that was working, and he's like, "Fuck," because I have to admit, like to a woman, that I don't know how to change my own windshield wipers. So he defaulted to the option to pretend he had gimpy hands.
That's right.
He pretended the whole time that his hands didn't work. All the way down to using the credit card machine. Like he couldn't get the card in.
Couldn't get it in the card.
And so she went out in the pouring rain and switched his windshield wipers because he didn't know how to. Thank you.
So funny.
Thank you so much. Oh my God. So in the same vein as that.
Yep.
Just pretending.
You have to pretend there's some.
You go so far. Like, oh, well, now I can't walk.
And you have to lean into it. Yeah, you have to like drag your leg in. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes to get the job done and not have your pride shattered.
You know what'd be funny is if that person forgot they did that and went in another time and she remembered him or at a different place and he's just like
he comes in like
magic with his fingers.
Comes in doing like solving a Rubik's cube.
Yeah, he's
or like
doing something really
super fingery. Super fingery. Goes to a party and he's like, hey, he spins around. He's putting one of those sailboats in a bottle. Like, oh shit! His hands work flawlessly.
Tiny little tools.
Oh, okay, he takes the little bifocals off. Oh, I didn't see it there. Me and my immaculate working hands are just putting together another boat in a bottle. Hope you enjoy the party. So that was it. So I had to pretend that I was my 8-year-old autistic son in order to get out of some embarrassment for scraping my own.
I know I've done something like that before. I can't recall anything, but I just love that you're so embarrassed of something that you did and you can't admit it, and you'll just do whatever it takes to make sure they know it's not you, and you'll lean hard into it.
You got to. What are you going to do at that point?
You're like finding a way to show that you have an autistic son. Like imagine going there.
Yeah.
Like where you have to.
This is the one. This is the dumb idiot.
You bring him into the auto shop and start talking about how he's autistic and
Look how dumb this kid is. Yeah. You're like, what? What are you doing, sir?
Like, can't you see how autistic he is?
Look how much this guy loves sponges, huh? Look how autistic he is. And I forgot to mention one of the places I called guessed what I used. I forgot about that.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I tried to get sap off my car and I scratched it and they go, use a sponge. I was like, well, I didn't. But my stupid kid
I was trying to look out for my son, take the credit. But
bless his heart, man. Yeah. He's just trying to help out daddy. And then fucking,
he's got autism.
He's got autism. Yeah, a lot of it.
On account of the autism.
On account of the autism. And
pretty high on the spectrum.
It's, I mean, yeah, you can only imagine how many car hoods he scratches with sponges, you know?
This isn't the first time.
First time. Every car I have and all my friends' cars, if they park it outside of the house, he gets out there with a sponge.
Basically, do not park a car in my driveway or my autistic son is going to scratch the shit out of the paint.
With a sponge. I don't know. It's just what he does.
Sort of something he's into.
Something he's into. I don't know.
I don't take away his dreams,
No, he likes that and sprinklers. Okay, you guys, let's head off. You guys, I'm just talking to you like you're multiple people.
I am. Me and Randy.
Let's go. Let's head over and take a look at some dick stuff.
All right.
Okay.
Is it dumb? Is it interesting? Is it cool? Then it's dick.
All right, I'm first up, whipping it out this week.
All right.
Want to take a peek at it? This just cracked me up. It, of course, put me into a spiral of different environments for this type of person. But this was sent in by our wonderful daughter, Nicole. And this is a story of a dispatcher that clearly has no idea what they're talking about. A Winnipeg woman questions dispatcher's training after 911 suggested she wake the intruder sleeping in her home. So she has this guy who broke into her home. I'm just going to read it. Angela Chalmers waited 20 minutes for police to arrive, barricaded herself in her room. Here we go. The Winnipeg woman says she's been left shaken after waking up to find a stranger in her home and then waited 20 minutes. She's now questioning that response time and also why a 911 dispatcher suggested she should confront the intruder herself. Angela woke up to the sound sound of her dog Loki growling and barking at the top of her stairs shortly before 7 a.m. back on June 18th. I came down to see what she was barking at. I walked halfway down the stairs and there was a strange man lying right there on my couch. It was terrifying. Chalmers went back upstairs and quietly alerted her roommate. The pair barricaded themselves in a room upstairs, called 911 while hiding in the closet, only to be told police couldn't come right away.
What?
They said that the police were really busy and would we mind going downstairs and waking them up ourselves?
What the
Chalmers did mind.
Yeah.
She and her roommate stayed upstairs until police arrived 20 minutes later, and the pair ran downstairs and out of the house in the Earl Grey neighborhood, wherever that is. It took 4 officers to get the man out of the home after he woke up and became aggressive, so good fucking thing.
Yeah.
So police say the incident is being reviewed, and the 911 dispatcher who spoke to Chalmers has been provided feedback on the handling of the call, some of which deviated from standard practice, said Kelly Den, Director of Public Affairs. Then said response times can vary depending on the call, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that she called 911 and the person was like, I mean, how hard is he sleeping? Did you try waking him up?
Is he like snoring?
Is he snoring? Like, why is this a problem? We could send... Yeah, we'll send some officers down there, but they're just going to wake him up. You could do the same thing, right? Mm-hmm. That's fucking crazy. It's
Why
terrible.
should we use your tax dollars to wake this guy up when you could do it?
Yeah.
You're already there.
Does he seem nice? I'm not willing to risk if he's nice. The only way I would maybe ever, and I still wouldn't want to do it, wake up an intruder if he's sleeping, if I had my gun.
With a 12 gauge, like
which
poking
is
him.
never a good way to wake up anybody, because you're probably going to end up shooting him. Because it's just no one wants to wake up to a gun being pointed at him.
Anytime you wake up quickly, you're always in a day like, whoa, where am I?
Whoa, am I in a dream? Is this a dream guy shooting me or a real guy? Clearly, he wasn't there to rob. So I get that angle, because he would have just robbed and done something terrible. He was probably fucked up and just wandered into a house to go to bed.
Maybe that's worse, though.
Well, maybe. You don't know who this guy is.
Yeah.
But if he was there to cause harm or rob you, he would have done it and not just passed out on the couch. So I'm guessing he was hammered drunk or on some sort of drugs. And
maybe
then
he
just
thought he was
to
at
bed.
his friend's house.
Mm-hmm. And that reminds me of have you seen the videos of the happy instances in this? Like, it's usually college where they wake up and someone's just in their living room sleeping. They're like, hey man, wake up. Like, oh shit. Like, yeah, you're in the wrong house. Oh man. Blah, blah. And they start like talking about how much, like what they did last night. And it was like, that's a happy way. So maybe this 911 dispatcher saw that happy video and was like, just wake him up and film it.
Yeah.
Get famous.
Film it. Yeah. World star.
But other pieces of bad advice you could give in emergency situations as a 911 dispatcher is what it got me thinking about, where like you call like, like, okay. 911, what's the emergency? My entire house is engulfed in flames. My family's inside. I can't find their dog. He's like, okay, what I'm going to need you to do is go right back inside and sit down on the couch. Oh, just go back in there. Yeah. Just go back in there and sit in there and then wait till you die. And then we don't have to worry about it anymore. Oh, okay. Thank you. Bye. Click.
This is a really big inconvenience for me. So if
How big? Have you tried putting the fire out? I have. Yeah. Yeah. The whole house is on fire. Just head back in there and lay down. You lay down for a bit. Let's make sure to see if this blows over.
Stay low.
See if this blows over.
Stay low. Get away from the smoke.
Like an open stab wound, and the 911 dispatcher's like, put a couple M80s in there. Like put a bottle rocket in there and set it off, and then get back to me later. See how that goes.
Just explode yourself.
Explode
get
yourself.
It over with.
Make it bigger.
You don't want to lay there and bleed out. Like, get it over with quick.
Blow yourself up. Yeah, it's just great emergency.
What a way to go.
I know. It's
like
pretty
the guy
bad.
with the gas and the...
But like first day on the job, 911 dispatcher is what it made me think of, where he's training and he has a literal script that he has to go through.
Can't deviate.
Because that's what it kind of felt like, where he's like, okay, intruder, like going through the paper.
Sleeping. There's a
Sleeping.
key.
Have you tried waking it up? What? Sorry. Let me get a second here. Have you tried? Let's 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Have you? Man, is it hungry? Like, fuck. Sorry, I'm sorry. First day on the job.
This is the animal. It's like an animal book,
right? Or like somebody calls in. He's like, fuck. He's like, well, have you tried cutting your leg off? And the guy's like, I'm calling in to report a drunk driver. Oh, shit.
Oh, this is mountain. This was mountain climbing.
Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, that's fine. Where are you at? Like, that just has this weird script they have to follow, no matter what it is. What do you mean if I tried to cut my leg off? What are you talking about? I'm reporting a robbery. Oh, shit. Sorry, I missed that part when you... Okay.
You're really nervous.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Pages are shaking.
Oh, no, sorry. 1 second. Have you tried calling the cops? Yeah.
Have you tried turning it off and on?
Have you turned it off and on? God, it's a computer. Shit. Hold on. I don't know why that's so funny to me. You grabbing the wrong stack of notes. Okay.
Because the person on the other end would just be like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
I know, just so angry.
Sir, keep it down. There's someone downstairs.
Someone, please keep it down. You said someone's sleeping, right? Well, that's one way to wake them up. Okay. You just can't, just can't get it right. But it's a bad place for that first time on the jobber.
Yes. Anyone's first day on the job where you're just kind of getting used to the landscape of things, but then put that into a job where you immediately have to interact with serious situation, like your first brain surgery, your
Right.
first anything.
Right. Like, yeah. Picture like you're in the emergency room and you're the doctor and you make, oh shit, you make a wrong cut and like blood starts and you go, shit. He reaches in the pocket and he's like, oh fuck. Shit.
Is there blood? Is there blood spraying?
I'm gonna need scissors and glue. Does anyone have any glue? God damn it! It's like, oh, you fuck everything up. You're always so stupid.
He's talking to himself, smacking his head. So stupid.
Your mom said you'd be a stupid fucking doctor. God damn it. Oh, shit. Just always looking for stuff. Oh, that's but yeah, I don't know why that was so funny in a 911 dispatcher. Oh, fuck yeah. Have you oof. Oh man, better you than me. You know what I mean? That's what I always say. Have you turned the car off?
Have you put
My house is on fire.
Put it in reverse and then put it back in neutral and leave it in neutral.
Does your car have OnStar? No, yeah, I know. That's it. From here forward, I would always suggest calling OnStar before 911. That's what I would do. That's what it says here anyway. Anything else I can help you with?
Funny.
Please stay on the line after this phone call
for a review.
If you'd be so kind, a couple minutes to do a review of this phone call.
What is that called?
I don't know. Customer
survey.
Customer survey. Yeah.
How was your
experience?
Other. You have to write it in.
Not great. All right.
Imagine writing like it's like okay, superior, good, and then it says other, and then it says please leave a comment about the thing. How do you do that?
And then
what do you write in there?
Back in the 911 dispatch, like you have to go in for your review. They're like, all right, well, Johnson, surveys aren't looking good. Here's one. It says someone called in reporting a drunk driver, and you said you asked if they would cut their own leg off. And so was
that not a good idea?
That's not good. And then you did suggest our competitor OnStar before, which is not the best sales tactic, Mr. Johnson. I'll do better. I'm working on it.
Could you imagine?
Well, you gave me the script. Yeah, I know we gave you the script, but it's like it's a guideline. That's a guideline.
Could you imagine you call in, when you call into like a bank or whatever, and it's like, this call may be recorded for like
quality insurance.
You do that for
training purposes.
911. You're once again, like you're in a major emergency and you call and it's like, this call may be, you just want to talk to somebody.
Press 1. Listen closely as our menu options have changed. If you're on fire, press 1. If you might be on fire too, or you might be on fire soon, press 2. Fuck. 3. Wake up a burglar. Is there a burglar sleeping on your couch? Press 3. Beep.
If you know the extension,
party with reached now. Dial it at any moment. If your house is on fire, press 1. Like Jesus Christ.
If it has to do with a fire, then they run through the things that could be on fire.
Right. Is it your microwave? Press 1. Is it TV? Is it in the attic? Press 6. It's like all the way down. Okay.
Zero.
Operator.
Really quick, I have a...
It'll be answered in the order it was received.
Yeah.
And then fucking... We all know that one.
Dude, that just makes me think of like a company that has to come up with the music.
It's
like
one guy.
Imagine that guy sitting in a room, he's like...
Because that's the jam. That's the best one.
Oh my god!
Who is it that you call? I think you call Apple, and they let you pick the genre of music at least.
Yeah, they
it's
do.
like you want rock or pop or country.
Mm-hmm.
So,
do you have any metal?
Do you have? Look at that is the best one. When you get that, that's just a banger.
It's like, wait, am I watching Nightmare or was it Friday the 13th?
Now I want to look it up. How do you type that into Google? Hold music.
How are you spelling it?
I don't know.
Cha.
When you get put on hold, customer service. Damn it. Maybe I think this one might be it. Let's find out. I don't know. It says best one. There's no way there's multiple best ones. This has to be the best one.
Consensus best one.
It has to be. It's loading.
Is there gonna be an ad?
Yes.
Oh my god. A 911 will be with you immediately. Your call is very important to us.
Your call is very important to us. Help me! Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
All right. Should we take a look at your wiener?
Well, hold on.
This week?
I think we might have to postpone mine because I have a story that on the lines of this.
Oh, it does? Oh, it is?
Sort of.
Oh, okay.
Okay, in college, we had a friend that lived a couple minutes away, and so I lived in a mobile home. Our friends lived in one, and then across the street was some more friends. So we had like this triangle of houses, and the first year we were all living there, and we used to party every weekend. It was nuts. And we had another friend. He would just get shit faced, and like
we all have that friend.
Yeah. And so the next year we moved. I moved across the street to the other house.
Okay.
And now the people that live in our old house are 3 young girls, college girls.
Okay.
And I live across the street. So in the middle of the night, I get a bang on the door, like a knock on the door.
Okay.
And I open the door, and it's a police officer, and I'm like, what's going on? Because I was sleeping in another room with my GF at the time.
Okay.
So he's like, so we just got a call that someone came into this house that was harassing the neighbors across the street. Mm-hmm. So he was over there, hammered out of his mind, ended up in our neighborhood, banging on all the windows, on the door, banging on my window where I used to sleep.
Yeah.
And so they're calling the police saying someone's trying to get into our house. Mm-hmm. They're banging on the door saying, let me in, all this kind of stuff. And he goes, is that, so the cop's like, he came into the house, is he in here? I'm like, no, he's like,
no idea.
I was like, no, there's no one in here. It's just me and my GF, and like, there's no one in here. And we're having this back and forth. So then he leaves, I shut the door, and then I'm like, that's fucking weird. Uh-huh. So I walk into my room, and he's just, and he was one of those loud snores, and I'm like, oh my fucking God, I just lied to this police officer.
That's I'm hiding or harboring a fugitive?
Basically, yeah. So then I go back into her room, and we're laying, and they're like, that cop thinks I just lied. So the whole time the cop's thinking, this guy's full of shit. Mm-hmm. And I was serious because I didn't know he was in my fucking house.
It's like, damn, that cop was like, God, he's convincing.
Yeah, he's like,
we literally
I actually believe this. Yeah.
But now I'm wondering, did I watch him walk in there?
Right.
Yeah.
So he thinks I'm lying to him, and he's in this house the whole fucking time. Mm-hmm. But he was so fucking hammered, he thought we still lived in that house across the street and then terrorized these women.
That's awesome. I wish you were on the back end of that. You're like, officer, no one is in here. Then you hear like chips in the background. You turn around, he's like, what's up, copper?
He comes around the
what's
kitchen.
What's up, you fucking pig? And he's just like eating Doritos. Got him. Like, oh shit.
Oh God.
The look on your face be so good.
It's like,
just tell him I'm here. Fuck. You're like, what the shit? He's like under your couch behind some cushions.
Eating
I'm right here, Brian.
Well, anyway, I thought that was funny.
That is very funny.
I've never got to tell that story, and that made sense.
good spot to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean,
do we have time for my dick still?
Yeah, let's give your dick a ride.
All right.
Do you want some background music?
Let's see. I don't remember what I did. Oh yeah. Give me some.
We got you.
Yeah. Buddy. All right. 13 people come forward after Texas janitor is accused of urinating in water bottles.
Cool. Nice, sweet move, janitor.
Yep. A Houston janitor accused of urinating into fellow employees' water bottles could be facing additional charges now that 13 other people have come forward to similar complaints.
What is he doing? Is it like a fetish or something?
Lucio Carino Diaz, 50, was arrested last week and charged with indecent assault and an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Okay, easy.
After a female...
Listen, I haven't seen her pussy, but I mean, that seems like an overstep. Look, deadly weapon. It's a vagina. Well, same as a gun. Might as well be a gun.
It's his penis.
Oh, I said Lucille.
No, Lucio or Lucio.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Lucille.
That's even more. Yeah.
I was gonna say because that seems like a dude thing. I was very surprised.
Could you imagine a female trying to? She's like
putting a bottle over.
How would you do
broken fire hydrant?
Just dribbling all over the place. Well, yeah.
Anyway, so I thought it was a girl.
I think girls can get a pretty straight stream.
They know what to do. They just got to get some other stuff out of the way.
Oh my god!
Back to you.
All right, we're deadly weapon after a female coworker accused him of the incident, which she said took place at a medical office building. That's a good spot for it. This individual is a sick man. The unidentified woman told Houston ABC affiliate KTRK-TV. The woman told the station that she first noticed a foul odor in the employee's water dispenser in August and decided to drink only from water bottles that she brought from home.
Free of piss.
Yeah, piss free. According to the news, the woman found out the bottle had been tampered with after she left it half filled on her desk. When she took a sip the next day, she said it had a funky taste and smell similar to what she noticed the employee water dispenser.
Oh my goodness!
She said, I thought this thing was half empty. I didn't realize I had a full bottle. Yeah.
Yeah, that's piss.
That's
piss,
definitely
all right.
piss. That's piss, all right.
Oh man, that's watered down piss right there.
That's just.
What if you had to mark? I picture a world where things have just gone so bad in the food and beverage industry where you have to have things marked as piss free. Like for whatever, it was a pandemic of people pissing and stuff, and it's like Coors Light now piss free.
Well, they always have to tell you don't stick your penis in the egg beater. You know, it's like do not place penis in
why
egg
not,
beater.
Though? That's what I want to know.
But somebody did that, so they have to put it on a box now.
You don't know what I'm into. I stick my dick in whatever egg beater I want.
Stick my dick in mashed potatoes.
Absolutely.
So she threw her personal.
I'm going to keep going. I'm thinking about why would you do this? I'm guessing they were not nice to this janitor. That's the only thing I can think of is revenge.
Maybe I'll be able to explain it.
Well, keep on going, baby.
So she threw her personal bottle away, purchased another bottle, and set up a hidden camera in her office. The footage she captured shows Diaz uncapping the water bottle, unzipping his pants, and putting his genitals in the bottle on 2 separate occasions. I've always been curious about this. Do they call a man's penis his genitals?
Genitals are just for everybody's a genital. Has genitals.
But wouldn't this be a genital?
Maybe
because he didn't stick his balls in there too. He just.
I think it's
like is it your dick and balls is the genitals?
What
or
why is genitals plural? God, I love the internet,
especially when they're talking about just his penis.
Genitalia refers to all organs of your reproduction system. So,
but he's still talking about genitals.
Genitals. I don't think it's ever just genital, is it?
That's what I mean. That's why I'm confused. Because he didn't stick his balls in there. He just stuck his penis.
There's never genital is always plural. Is what Coeur has.
I just wonder why that's another English language thing.
Right.
I'm trying to think about a water bottle. How wide that top is? Can you stick your wiener in there? Like you got to have a.
It might be
a skinny dick.
It must be like a Yeti cup, whatever. Like you unscrew the whole top and you have a gaping hole to shove that thing in. Nice and easy.
Oh, yeah. So she threw her personal bottle away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So get the top off there, not just like the little squirt part.
Hey, I'm getting another ad for toenail clippers for seniors again. That's 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. When's the last time you trimmed do you talk about trimming your toenails a lot? And then it gets that information that looks up how old you are, and it's like, this is exactly what he needs. This old dude
pulls out his penis and cuts his penis, pulls out his penis and puts his penis in my bottle. Basically, rinses his penis in the water. She told the news station, described in the video. So he's dangling his whole.
Yeah, and he's just sloshing the water around. Oh, that's one way of a bird bath.
The woman reported the actions to the police, who then questioned Diaz. Investigators said Diaz admitted to the urination during questioning, and he claimed that he had a sickness. And the only I got a sickness, and cures more Put my dick in the water
More
bottle.
piss in my coworkers' water bottles.
Police said Diaz did not know how many times he urinated in coworkers' water supply.
Oh,
He's like,
man.
too many to count.
Whew, I lost count at 27, 28, somewhere around there.
With further testing, the woman learned she had herpes, which Diaz
Whoa.
also tested positive for.
Wow, no.
She claims she got the virus from Diaz. According to the whatever, doctors speculated the victim could have contracted disease from him, though it is very rare.
I like
It is possible, though.
They're talking to Diaz, and they're like, yeah, of course, I pissed in him. I did not stick my dick and balls in there and wash them.
Right. That'd be ridiculous.
Are you kidding me? No.
I'm not an animal.
I'm not a monster. Did I piss in 400 water bottles? Yeah.
Yes.
Did I stick my dick in them and shake it around and wash them off? No. Fuck, God, crazy.
I love when people
Fucking
ask.
crazy. I got a sink in my office. Why the fuck would I do that?
I always find it so funny when people ask themselves questions that they get to answer.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, yeah, did I piss in the water? Yes, of course I did. Did I wash my genitals in there? No.
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 Come on. What do you,
Come on.
God.
Who do you
what
think
are we
I
doing
am?
here? Come on.
What kind of line of questioning is
Look
this?
at me. Look at me. Do I look like a fella
Do I look like a guy that would wash my genitals in someone's water bottle?
without them knowing? Like, just like weird.
If I'm going to do that, I'm going to do it in front of them, like a man.
Or like the color. He's like, okay. You think I'd wash my dick and balls in a blue water bottle? Come on. Who do you think I am?
Who do you think? Who do you think you're talking
Who do
to?
you think you're talking to? The same guy that just pissed in 400 water bottles? I already said I did it, man. Guilty as charged. Ooh. Oh, you got me. Oh, no. Oh, I got the big water bottle piss guy. Oh, good for you.
You cracked the case.
Crack the case. We can all go home.
Well, you can't, sir.
Oh, shit. Damn it. He's like hoping to get out.
You're being taken into custody, and before being released, you're on a $75,000 bond.
Yeah, he's heading to jail, just clean ass dick and balls, though.
Right.
Oh,
Well, he's now in
man.
he was in the custody of ICE. So
Okay. That's something.
he iced his balls down.
He sure
his
did.
genitalia.
Oh, it is
But he
sick.
could be
That's fucked
facing
up.
additional charges. Now, 13 other people have come forward with similar stories in the last 24 hours. A Houston Police Department spokesman told HuffPost.
Man, I mean, all right. So,
It goes
something
on, but
definitely is wrong.
I feel
Something's
like that's
definitely
good enough.
Something wrong with this man. Yeah, wow.
So it
Wow.
never says that he was like mad at people. I think he just enjoyed doing it. From what I get.
The classification of a penis being a deadly weapon. That's something that I didn't know could happen.
But I guess if you piss and they
Give
drink
someone
and get
herpes.
sick and they die from it,
I guess it's a deadly weapon.
guns don't kill people.
Penises and water bottles.
Yeah, penises and
Water bottles kill people.
water bottles filled with urinade. Urinade.
There
you go.
That's
Urinade.
good. What flavor?
Lemon. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what they should have done. Is just he should have pissing in there and marking lemonade.
He should have. He was a better marketer. He could have gotten away with this.
Yeah, if you
Idiot.
just like once again, it's like with the cloaks and the robes. As long as you bottle it up and put a wrapper on it, now it's a business.
Either you like it or you don't. Yeah,
Right.
It's not my
It's not
problem.
for everyone.
It's not for everyone. Sure as hell not. Especially because every time you drink, you get herpes. Bummer. Not my problem.
And so,
Better you than me, as I always
those
say.
things like drinking this or whatever could cause whatever. It's like drinking this could cause herpes.
Herpes-ish. Could. Your risk.
Drink at your own risk.
Drink at your own risk. All right, let's take a look at some petty beef. Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Silence in the court!
You are now entering the petty beef courtroom, where all sides of some bullshit will be heard and evaluated. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final-ish. This is petty beef.
Bow, bow, bow. So our first and only case this week, coming in from our daughter, Kayla. I don't know why I said it like that. Who has some petty beef with her dad. Three dads?
She's got 3 dads now.
Holy fuck. She writes, hey guys, I got some petty beef.
3 men and a Kayla.
Yeah. I've seen that adult film. Hey guys, oh fuck. I'm fucking you. Hey guys, I got some petty beef between me and my dad. My real dad, not you guys. Rude.
No, you fuck
You
asses.
fucking pretendies. So after having a random child approach me in a restaurant.
Oh, I thought you had, after having a random child.
Who's this?
When did I get pregnant?
Approached me in a restaurant. I posted on Facebook that I wish I could be like a dog and bark or growl at random kids who approach me. My dad decided to comment on that post saying that that is effed up and that I should have some compassion. I argue that kids should not go up to strangers, and that's how children end up getting kidnapped. I think that if children approach every adult and every adult is welcoming and nice, then the kids are never going to know what adult has bad intentions if they think they can approach everyone. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm in the right here, but I just wanted to hear you guys talk about this and want to hear your thoughts on it. I kind of just think my dad gets disappointed because everyone else in our family loves kids, so having him hear that his own daughter doesn't like kids makes him upset. However, I wish he could grow to terms with it since this isn't his first time I've told him that I'm not a kid person. Love your daughter, Kayla. I mean, there's some...
She's not wrong.
He's not wrong, but she is an asshole.
Yeah.
There is that. If I'm in a restaurant, and again, until you have kids... I'm sure we've mentioned this, maybe not on this show, but I have definitely in the past, where you don't fully understand. You get on an airplane and there's a kid crying.
Yeah.
When you don't have kids, you're like fucking dumb parents.
So they should have left the baby behind.
Yeah, leave the kid. Why'd you bring a kid on an airplane, you dumb bitch? Mm-hmm. And then you have kids and you're like, oh man, that sucks.
They're probably going to visit family.
Or you can't make the kids stop crying.
Yeah.
Like, that kids suck. Like, that's just what they do. But I will say that if I'm in a restaurant and I have a young ass kid, a 2-year-old, that escapes my grasp, what's going on over there?
My watch is dinging. I don't know. Ding. Shut it off.
And a 2-year-old approaches a kid, and it's mine. Walk over to another table, and the adult, the fully grown woman,
like a cat.
Jesus Christ! What the fuck is wrong with you, lady? You're lucky. Next time I kidnap him. What are you fucking lunatic?
Would have got away with it.
Your kid is too nice.
I get
someone's gonna take him.
I get her reasoning. It's like
I'm saying I'm a normal person.
Right. Yeah. What if they came into a psychopath?
Just like Jesus.
They might show up with some people with some real problems.
You never know who they're talking to. Just like,
if she just starts licking her butt or her vagina right, she's just like, and then starts licking her twat at the table.
Little kid comes up to show him a picture. She jumps off the chair, bites her ankle, starts biting the kid's shoes.
That's what I think. If you're going to go for it,
you got to your own good.
You got to lean all the way into the dog thing. You got to be eating dog food.
Yeah, that's all you have at the restaurant. You have like a little treat.
You have a dog bowl with your name on it. It's like it says Kayla on it, and like the dog in little paws.
Little paw writing.
Could you imagine just waiting for a kid to walk up to you? Can I pet your dog?
As a kid, like a family they're not coming to talk to you. They're just walking by your table.
Because that's how dogs are. Yeah. You just walk by the window.
Yeah. Just all your fucking whole family's like, what the
You're walking to take your kid to the bathroom. You get too close to the table.
Just, whoa. I'd sit down and be like, did that fucking lady just growl at our kids? You look back over, just mean mugging you.
I will say that it would be pretty fun to do that, like just to see how people would react. And she's not wrong of like, well, she is and isn't wrong.
Okay, you go ahead and do your thing.
I was just going to say that I get the idea that if kids think that they can approach anyone, that they could be taken. But there's got to be some middle ground.
Oh, God damn. Okay, two things. First thing, in a restaurant or whatever, not a whole lot of kids getting kidnapped in restaurants. Okay, that's first thing. So if you're picking your growl spots,
right?
Pick a different
park.
Sure, fucking still weird. But now I'm picturing Kayla, and I don't know, she has to have an accomplice. They drive around an unmarked white van, and they pull up next to kids, like, and it opens, and they just go, just start barking at these
Instead
kids.
of grabbing them and pulling them in the van.
You're lucky. This could have been a kidnapper. This could have been a crazy person. I could have been a lunatic. I could have been nuts. Real nutcase. You got away with it today. Go home. What the fuck?
So the next time they see a white van approach them, they know it's gonna. Yep.
They know it's gonna be a whole adult ass person barking at them.
If she does it like that, I think she's doing everyone a favor.
Yeah,
it's the scared straight thing.
It's a situation thing.
Yeah,
like you are
at a restaurant. No,
borderline superhero, Kayla.
Yeah,
if you go around an unmarked white van and pull over and yap at people. Just fucking. I could have got you right now, couldn't I? Go home. He's just fucking. I don't know why, but now I just picture DMX in an unmarked white van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Come on.
You know what she should do is put a chain, like wear a chain and jump out of the van and then have to get yanked back, you know? Like come at him. Like she's going to take him and then get yanked back.
This has nothing to do with what we're talking about. One of my favorite rappers, like to laugh at. He still made some good music. Do you remember Mystical?
Yeah.
And the way that he rapped?
I don't remember his style, but I remember him.
Kills me. It's just he goes. He's just like, what? And that's his whole thing.
I don't remember
it's
that.
Like super quiet, like get you. Like what? Yeah, you're like whoa.
What? Sounds like an auctioneer.
So Kayla, your daddies are. I mean, I'm half on your dad's side. Don't bark at kids in restaurants. You got to pick your locations better. You're not doing shit but being a weirdo.
I'm all on board with what she's doing if she does it in a white van, like we were talking about.
Right.
In a restaurant,
you're not saving anyone's life.
No, but maybe even at a park.
Man. Now picturing a restaurant where this is just normal behavior for adults, and this kid's just like, what is happening?
Every table.
Spinning and crying, and every adult's like, rah, 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 rah. Every table. What the fuck is getting onto these people? What's going on here? Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
We settled it.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Hooray, we aren't doomed.
It's so groovy, dude.
Our good news for this week, and I just love exoskeletons in general. Have you looked into this? So,
no.
The headline here says, a joy for him, a boy with cerebral palsy can now walk and play using his exoskeleton. He's not like doing a dance number by any means, but it's just helping him not sit in a wheelchair and be able to do nothing. But 8-year-old David, who suffers from cerebral palsy, has difficulty moving his body and has relied on a wheelchair for years. Their neurological condition also caused him to become deaf. He communicates with his parents in sign language. Now, he enjoys playing with a ball and drawing as much as other kids his age, as much as the next guy. As much as the next guy.
Maybe the next guy fucking hates it.
Right, or maybe he hates balls. Thanks to a new robotic exoskeleton. At first, it scared him, and his hands were very tense. David's mother.
God, he looks like a transformer or something.
But yeah, you can get where this article is going, and a lot of it does talk about therapists be able to use this to achieve many things in the future.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, that it's not just this realm; it is everything. Like, I would not be surprised. I have no idea how far it's going to be. But there's a world in a lot of instances where wheelchairs are just gone.
Yep.
Like something happened, whether you were born with it or developed a disease or an accident.
Now you have all these buildings with ramps.
Yeah, could blow those out. We got fucking exoskeletons. Change the code. But it gives them so much more mobility. And this I've seen it in like the like army sense or like in a warehouse. Have you seen these videos?
Yeah.
Where like a warehouse worker has an exoskeleton.
Oh, no.
And he can just pick up like a fucking forklift.
He's super strength?
You can just walk over like you normally would.
Right.
And then when you go
Hydraulics.
down, push a button that says like, yeah, let's do it. And you just move like you normally would and he just picks up a forklift like he's...
Can you imagine just moving a truck?
Yeah.
Just picking up a truck like, man, I don't know where the keys are. I don't want to...
I wish I would have had an exoskeleton when that guy parked like a jackass.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'll be right back, motherfucker. And
you lift it up and like put it out underneath the sap tree.
I would just throw it.
Now he's out there waxing this or scraping his paint.
He comes out and goes, God, how do I get the sap off? I'm like, I know how.
Yep. And you give him a sponge and then you walk away, look at the camera and wink.
Wink, wink. But I love the exoskeleton world it's just so cool. It really does have
what is happening upstairs?
Our roommates are being noisy. But I guess the amount of things you can achieve and change in this world with these exoskeletons, I mean, it's so cool. I would like to watch. We've joked about having 2 different leagues of football, right? With steroid league and then boring league. But MMA with exoskeletons.
Yeah. Well, dude, it's what's that movie where they're robots fighting?
There's that video that remember the Rock'em Sock'em Robots?
Yeah, but wasn't Wolverine in a movie?
Did they make a real movie out of Rock'em Sock'em Robots?
It was the Wolverine guy.
Was it?
He was like going like this, and the robot mimicked his moves, and they were fighting.
Oh, I never watched.
But he wasn't in it, so it's basically like an Iron Man suit. You climb into Iron Man, then you're fighting
like a Mech Warrior. Remember that?
Oh,
remember
Mech Warrior. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it is. You're climbing in a suit and you're superhuman.
I'm pumped to see where these things go. And of course, we're human, so we'll find a way to fuck it all up. And
now we're going to be envious of people in wheelchairs because they're not going to be in a wheelchair. They're going to have an exoskeleton.
Everyone's going to be just jumping off of buildings to go get an exoskeleton, like hoping to
break your back,
to be paralyzed, just so they can get a sick deal on an exoskeleton. my insurance won't cover it. My insurance won't cover it unless I jump off this roof and hope for the best. Because you have to. There's a real fine line between paralyzing and dying. Okay.
You want to be not almost dead, but not quite dead.
You got to be able to use the exoskeleton. So,
because I guess if you were a paraplegic, that would even work for that too, right?
Someone else might have to use the exoskeleton. I guess it depends. Your brain,
it's based on your brain.
Your brain waves will be like, I want to move this, and then you just walk. God, what a world! That's awesome.
It basically attaches to your neurons in your brain, and when you think about moving your right arm, it moves it for you.
This is a weird.
That's crazy.
I mean, and again, it's just going off what my brain's thinking about.
We should write a movie
where things would switch, where everybody like in a wheelchair is now
superhuman.
Kick the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Like
that's what I mean. We'll be envious of those people. Those people.
Yeah, come on. Yikes.
That's not what I meant.
That's not what I meant. Please hold your letters to the senator. Okay, this is something I found on the internet. Actually, I didn't, but one of our kids did, and it is great.
The internet is pretty wild. Depending on your browsing habits, you can either experience something super cool or go to prison. Crazy, right? Let's check it out together as a couple. Hey, look what I found.
Yes! That's awesome!
Hey? Joe, I think Kayla is upstairs.
What? Why? Oh, because the dogs?
You hear that? There's some kids walking by the window.
Don't trust any homes! Don't come too close, you could get kidnapped! So this... elephant noises. Maybe do that. This was sent in by our son, Vincent. And again, we're venturing over to the wonderful world of Etsy.
Oh, I thought you said wonderful world of butt plugs.
Of butt plugs, which...
it's anal beads.
Which, I mean, fine. No, but what this is right here is it's a butt plug sink plug. Or for your bathtub. But amazing. It's just a couple butt cheeks, but it's an actual like a tub drain plug. God.
And it looks like anal beads.
Yeah, coming out of the butt.
That's awesome.
How funny is that? And I know before you're going to blink and Christmas is going to be here, and this would be a wonderful gift to get for the person who closely resembles a butt plug in your family, which is all of them. Amazing reviews. Almost all 5 stars.
Is this on Amazon or is this like just an Etsy thing?
I'm guessing it's just on Etsy. A lot of stuff that's on Etsy is only there, but who knows? But some of the reviews, like, these are delightful. I'm sure they are. These guys are amazing. Great product, great customer service.
I looked it up and it's actual sex toys.
Oh, yeah.
On Amazon.
You don't have that because you type in butt plug. It doesn't really, it's like, I don't know, I think you had a stroke.
It said silicone butt set plug. I was just thinking about, I pulled this up and all these butt plugs are on here and then, it says new and I imagine it says like, it's like 47 of new and used when the option.
Uh-huh.
Could you imagine using
gently used, thoroughly washed? And I saved $2. Ship it. But if you want to get the butt plug, just go to Etsy and type in butt plug sink plug, and then that'll bring it up. It is really funny.
I want the bronze one.
I want all of them. It's a collector. It's like collecting all the Pokemon, but butt plugs for your sink. All right, let's hear from some of the
kids. Collect all 3.
Collect all 3. Blah, 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 blah. All right.
All right, let's hear what you guys think.
Really? You want to talk to me? Wow, that's cool.
Children, here's our first message coming in from our son, Butch. Believe me, we fought his mother on the name, but she wouldn't budge. So, Butch writes, Fathers, Listening to you at work has become dangerous, especially since Brian stumbles reading. I laugh.
What are you talking about?
I laugh so hard. I am nearly on the brink of passing out, and that's not a good idea, especially when driving a semi on the freeway.
Yeah.
That's true. Don't be blaming Brian for you killing
just because
multiple families.
Yeah, just because you murdered
a family. Just because you murdered a family.
Well, you're in a semi. You could
murder a
imagine
whole...
like a car accident and you just plow through like 7-8 cars.
Yeah, don't slow down. The mention of jerking off in a roommate's shampoo made me think of a guy I worked with about 6 years ago. We were talking about passive-aggressive things we did to our wives and girlfriends, all fairly normal things, tightening jars, hiding things they use, stuff like that. But this guy, he proceeds to tell us that when his girlfriend made him mad, he would jack off into her workout socks and then put them back in the drawer to dry. So that when she finally went to go use them, they'd be scratchy on her toes, and that'd make her toes slimy. Also, when the foot would sweat and rehydrate the residue mid-workout.
That's some long play stuff there.
None of us looked at him the same afterwards. Your truck-driving son, Butch.
I thought it said your truck-driving son of a bitch.
You truck-driving son of a bitch.
I'm a truck-driving son of a bitch.
Cody Dangle.
That's pretty fucked up because it's because you're not even around to see the reaction. You're just like, she's gonna have to deal with this.
Well, yeah. How do you? She's like, God, man, I don't know what it might be. My shoes. Like she's complaining about her swampy shoes.
I need some more air.
Yeah. Yeah, I need more. I need Crocs
shoes that have air.
Why did I just picture Crocs with cum feet and it squishes out the holes?
Whenever you're like.
Squish out the little croc holes.
Cock
yeah,
holes.
well, that's something. I never jerked off in someone's socks, but there's an idea. You want to read our next story?
Well, have you ever jerked on of something?
I've jerked off into socks.
Have you ever jerked off on something of someone's?
No.
Other than a body part?
No. I haven't. I haven't like revenge jerked off on anything. Have you?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
A lot of people have though. I see you have a little smile.
No, I was trying to think of a funny situation, but that'll take forever.
Okay. Okay, read our...
I'm not that sick.
Next one.
Our second email coming in from our son, Austin, who writes, Hey, daddies.
Hey.
I have recently had an uncle who has cheated death many times due to cancer and various other reasons.
Okay.
He passed and wanted to have his ashes thrown in the ocean next to my grandfather, who would continually go out. There's no way that's going to be next to him.
Well,
in the ocean's massive.
You'll see. Keep reading.
Okay. Next to my grandfather, who we continually go out and visit and sink beer cans to. I get it, littering the ocean, fucking turtles, whatever. Fuck you. As long as that's the last straw. As a family and my cousins, in total 7 people, we went out and finally spread the ashes. We took our boat out, and it was very and windy. God, see this is why you illiterate fucking kids. This is why I can't read, because maybe if you could write good. Said we took our boat out and it was very and windy, and the ocean was rough that day. It was a rough day in the ocean that day.
I read like a very serious narrator reading it like that. Heading out to sea. It was very and windy, and the ocean.
Imagine what's his name?
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. It was very windy that day. It was very and windy.
Very and windy. And the ocean.
Okay. After making it to the mic marker, see, you fucking assholes, Mike, you're doing this on purpose. After making it to the mile marker, my cousin opened the lid and the window blew ashes everywhere, covering her from the knees down. After she decided she was done, After this, she decided she was done, so my cousin took over. After a wave hit the boat and the ashes were dropped onto the deck, continuing the mess. Meanwhile, my brother, who was probably hammered at the time, was panicking about having taken a big breath of my uncle and kept making spitting noises. Long story short, we had to make a complete mess of the pontoon, and my uncle ended up being more spread over our lawn after spraying the ash-covered boat down afterwards.
Oh my God.
Side note: in college, when my best friend passed, we as a group spread him into a joint and smoked him, making him forever a part of all of us. Keep up with the podcast. I'm a huge fan. Thanks, Daddy-Os.
Oh man, yeah. There are multiple. We have many emails that have come in about fucking up an ash spreading situation, ceremony, and whatever it is, it really is darkly funny, because it's one of those moments in life where, I mean, it's the end, and you're having this thing. It's it's just like it's supposed to be this like somber but celebration and like a final release, and then something always goes wrong, or a lot of times it does, where it just ends up in somebody's mouth.
Yeah,
and why is that?
That's what she said.
And why is that so funny to me?
Well,
because it's supposed to be so serious, and that's always going to be funny to me.
Well, there are multiple situations like that, like making love. Do anything that they do in a movie that's very, when they do it in a movie, it goes
great,
fantastic. It's all emotional and the music and everything. And then when you do it yourself, like when you're drunk, it's never just like, oh yeah, it's just like, oh, trying to get a shirt off. It's just sloppy. So the same thing when you do like that, it's like everyone's trying to be serious and somber, remember this person, and then you're choking on their ashes.
I just love the brother who's drunk, like, like, oh my God. And he's he's like throwing up his uncle.
He's drinking
ashes.
it and like swishing it around his mouth, spitting it out.
And the boat's rocking and everyone's crying. Just a beautiful moment. All right. Well, that is episode 20. We knew it was going to be a good one. We called it last week. So
I think, Joe, this was my favorite.
New favorite top of the list?
My new favorite.
New food.
My food favorite.
Yeah, Joe, I'm going to have to say.
I wish I could talk good.
This is my food. Sign up, become a part of the gaggle. If you support the show, then we love you a lot, because that means that you love us enough to give us money, which is important to keep this show going. It really is. Patreon.com/CanYouDon'tPodcast. Go find the tier that's right for you. Instagram, Facebook, look up Can You Don't Podcast, YouTube channel, Can You Don't Podcast, and then something you want to send in, a confession, petty beef, just a story, something that you recap that we covered last week or the week before for Hey You Guys! Send that into heyguys at canyoudon'tpodcast.com. Rate and review us wherever. And then thanks to the babysitters, the ones that the mods of the Can You Don't Playground. If you go on Facebook, search for Can You Don't Playground, that'll bring it up. Go join the nearly 25,000 people that are in there fucking off every day.
It's a very large group.
It's a big group of people.
You know what? Oh shit! What was I gonna say?
What?
Well, I tell you what. I'm so excited because Joe, going back to that when we were sitting in the restaurant, we've come up with some pretty funny skit ideas. And I'm really excited to get some of this shit out. It's gonna be funny.
The video side of Can You Don't is coming. It's something that we've been trying to do, or we knew we were going to do, just has taken a little longer to get it launched because of certain things. But now that we're going to get it rolling, we're excited to roll that or get that going as a part of this Can You Don't presentation. Some funny fucking videos on socials. So
I feel like today was a whole skit.
It was. This is posted. Posted as a reel.
Just as a reel, yeah.
This whole episode, like, Jesus Christ.
This is real long.
Real long. All right, let's do a joke.
Okay.
Good God. Wrap it up already, huh?
All right, dad joke on the back end today. My landlord texted saying that we need to meet up and talk about how high my heating bill is. So I wrote back, sure, my door's always open.
No wonder the electricity bill's so high.
Yeah, that's it. That's the joke. That's fun. That's a funny joke.
What are you doing? Heating up the neighborhood?
All right, episode 20 is done. Tomorrow or next week we get drunk. It's episode 21, but probably not.
Yeah, we'd be legal.
Yeah, let's not get drunk.
20 is another one of those ages. It's just
here. At least it's a round number. It's like a nice
19 and 20 just suck.
All right, guys. Bye.
Whatever and stuff.
Whatever. Fucking.